Here's a game you'd be a fool to walk away from. A coin that lands heads 60% of the time. Even money, bet whatever you like, and you can play 100 times. Almost everyone senses the right move is to bet something, but almost nobody can tell you how much. And the amount is everything, because this one number quietly decides your whole financial future in this game. Bet too little and the edge goes to waste. Bet too much and strangely this winning game will grind you down to nothing. Somewhere between timid and reckless, there's an exact number, and it has a name. It's called the Kelly Criterion, and over the next few minutes, we're going to earn it from scratch. First, the trap, why the obvious bet destroys you, then the formula and the number it actually picks, and then the part the textbooks skip, what to do when it's your real money on the line, and how the professionals bend the formula without breaking it. Start with the obvious argument. Each flip pays 20% on average, and averages grow when you bet more. So bet everything, every time. Do the arithmetic on our 100 flips, and the average result of that strategy, starting from $1,000, is about $83 billion. Now ask a different question. To still be standing after 100 all-in flips, you need heads every single time, and the chance of that is roughly 1 in 15 billion trillion. The average is being propped up by a single absurd universe where you never lose, holding a mountain of cash. In every universe you'd actually live in, an early tails wipes you out and the game is over. That's the trap. Your bankroll doesn't add from bet to bet, it multiplies, and multiplication is brutally asymmetric. Say you bet half your stack, win one flip, and lose the next. You'd think you broke even, but 1.5 times 1/2 is 3/4. So a win and a loss together cost you 1/4 of everything. Make the same pair of flips at 20% and you keep 96 cents on the dollar, close enough to even that your edge can carry you forward. In a chain of multiplications, losses always punch harder than wins of the same size, and a single zero kills everything after it. Betting has to protect the chain. Bet too much and the chain breaks, but bet too little and your edge barely does anything for you. Which means somewhere between those two failures, there's an amount that's exactly right. Pinning it down took a physicist at Bell Labs named John Kelly, who in 1956 was working down the hall from Claude Shannon and borrowing his brand new theory of information. Kelly noticed that the mathematics of a noisy phone line also describes a gambler with an edge. Your advantage behaves like information, something you can convert into growth at one specific rate. And the recipe that does it runs to a single line. The fraction of your bankroll to bet is your chance of winning minus your chance of losing divided by the payout odds. For our coin that comes out clean because you win 60% of the time and lose 40, the payout is even money and the formula gives you 20%. Bet 1/5 of whatever you're holding every flip. And it bends with the game because a bet paying 2 to 1 that only won 40% of the time would call for 10% instead. Read it as edge over odds. So the bigger your advantage, the more you're allowed to bet. And the longer the payout, the more room the formula leaves for losses along the way. Notice what it never asks about: your feelings, your goals, your appetite for risk, because it only wants the shape of the game. What it hands you is a single number, and how much you lose by missing it depends on which side you miss on. Now put the whole choice on one curve, because every strategy anyone could pick lives on it, including all 3 rooms from the last scene. Along the bottom, the fraction you bet on each flip. On the vertical, how fast your money typically compounds per bet. At 20%, the curve peaks at about 2% growth per flip. Slide right, and it falls fast. At 40%, double the Kelly bet, growth is back to roughly 0. All of the risk for none of the reward. At 50%, the curve is underwater, minus 3.4% per bet. The same winning coin, turned into a losing game purely by bet size. To the left of the peak, the slope stays gentle, and half Kelly at 10% still earns 1.5% per flip, 3/4 of the best possible growth for half the bet. That asymmetry is the whole story of this curve, because underbetting costs you a little growth while overbetting walks you off a cliff. Now let's watch it play out in actual dollars. will start with 1,000 and take 100 flips, betting 20% each time. The typical run compounds at that 2% rate and lands near $7,500, doubling roughly every 34 bets. Same coin, same 100 flips, betting half your bankroll each time, and the typical run ends near $33. And the all-in player is gone before the 10th flip in almost every run there is. Nothing about the coin changed. The edge was identical in all three rooms, and the only thing that changed was the fraction, which decided everything. But as we see, even the perfect bet is a wide ride. Across many runs at 20%, 1 in 10 ends below about $660, 1 in 10 ends above $85,000, and roughly 1 run in 6 actually finishes underwater. Kelly wins the long run without ever promising a smooth trip, which leaves the real claim of this whole subject standing on its own. Sizing isn't just a detail of the strategy, sizing is the entire strategy. There's a catch before you go bet the formula, because full Kelly is a violent ride. Played exactly, it gives you a 50-50 chance of losing half of everything you have at some point along the way. Ed Thorpe, the man who beat blackjack and then ran one of the best track records on Wall Street, sized his bets with exactly this formula, and even he almost never bet the full amount. The standard move is half Kelly, 10% of your bankroll in our game. That keeps about 3/4 of the growth, 1.5% per bet instead of 2, while the odds of ever being cut in half drop to about 1 in 8. Doubling takes 46 bets instead of 34. And there's a deeper reason to shade down. In the real world, you never know your edge, you estimate it. If your estimate runs hot, a full Kelly bet quietly becomes an over Kelly bet. And that's the side of the peak with the cliff. Betting half of a guess is how you stay on the safe slope of being wrong. So when does this formula deserve your trust? Reach for it when 3 things hold at once. You can put an honest number on your edge, the bet repeats many times under the same rules, and the winnings stay in the game to compound. So the long run is actually yours to collect. And look elsewhere when they're not. A decision you only get to make once has no long run, which is why this works for poker bankrolls and position sizes on trading desks, and not for choosing a career. A game where you can't put a number on your chances gives the formula nothing to work with. Kelly answers exactly one question, how much, and only after something else has told you the odds are on your side, which is the real lesson hiding in the rigged coin. Having an edge was never the interesting part. The interesting part is how much of yourself you put behind it, because growth doesn't go to whoever wins the most flips. It goes to whoever is still there to flip again. Thanks for watching. If this made the Kelly Criterion click, subscribing helps more people find it. And if you'd like to support what we make, we're on Patreon.